Good afternoon to everybody. What is the relevance, the meaning of 2010 for Mexico? Let me go back to September 1810. The Mexicans that were unsatisfied with the colonial system make the decision to fight the Spanish king, and Mexico becomes an independent nation, September 1810. 1 century later, September 1910, happily, cheerfully, Mexico celebrates 100 years of independence. But then, only 2 months later, November 1910, a new and powerful social movement starts in Mexico. A new war, a more violent and cruel war, a civil war, the Mexican Revolution. Once again, the unsatisfied Mexicans start a war. Now against the lack of opportunities and freedoms incarnated in the 30-year regime of Porfirio Diaz, the authoritarian dictator. And with that movement, that 30-year dictatorship ended, and some of the more important institutions of modern Mexico were born. And again, 1 century later, and it is 2010. And again, the faithful 10. 1810, we had a war. 1910, we had a bigger war. And now it's 2010. And many Mexicans are asking, well, we are asking ourselves, what follows? What's going to happen in 2010 or in the years to come? So we are asking ourselves in a systematic manner, as part of all the program of celebrations and the ceremonies and festivities, there is one initiative called Let's Discuss Mexico. It's a series of 150 TV programs, 1 hour each. More than 500 of our most prestigious, of our most recognized intellectuals, discussing, analyzing, criticizing, examining in an open, very open way, everything that has passed in those 200 years. And well, probably the first conclusion that has been reached in those fora, one that should seem obvious, is that all this exercise of reflection is not only about those extremely important years, no doubt big milestones in the life of our country. It's rather about all the richness contained in 200 years of history. So what we are commemorating is that we received a very, very rich, very important historic legacy. Yes, we have to remember it, and we are doing it. All this year we are full of celebrations and activities and whatever. We have to venerate it, to honor it. Yeah, but one of the main conclusions of those discussions is that above all, we have to continue that historic legacy. the challenge. We have to remember the history. We have to honor, but we have to build the new history of Mexico, and do that in a fitting, worthy manner. A second reflection is that through those 2 centuries, we have faced extremely hard difficulties and adversities. We have been invaded by military powers. We suffered a civil war that killed between 5 and 10% of our population. We have had earthquakes, epidemics, deep economic crisis, and many, many other ills. All of that our nation has endured, all of that our nation has surmounted. Many of those hardships finally defeated and overcome by the generations that preceded us. So probably the biggest lesson that we can extract from our history is that with perseverance, with faith, with strong effort, we can defeat any difficulty. And that's the legacy that we have to deliver to those who follow us. And I have to refer to something that, well, probably most of you know very well, and it could seem a little strange to you that I tell you that I think that something really lucky, really fortunate, it is that our country is now in our 200th anniversary, in the middle of immense challenges, going through extreme situations that are testing our resilience, our fortitude, our courage, that we are having to cope with big problems that many of you are well aware of. But I say that we are fortunate of being in the middle of those problems, because the sheer magnitude and acuteness of those extremely demanding situations are paradoxically pushing many Mexicans to intensify their creativity and audacity to try really revolutionary schemes. And you are seeing, well, in all the corners of the country, a lot of initiatives that are coming from society to renew, to strengthen our national life. So I am really optimistic that this new 10, this faithful 10 in Mexico, like the previous 2, will mean for Mexico, once again, the treasure and the birth of a new era of a renewed and stronger Mexicanhood. That no matter what problems they may have, countries don't disappear or go away. They will be there 100 years or 200 years from now, and how good or how bad they will be, it all depends on us, the Mexicans of 2010. That as Mexicans in 1810, in 1910 did, we are obligated to do whatever is necessary for a nation to prevail and thrive. And that's the attitude, the emotion, the conviction that I want to share with you today. That our history, both the Mexican history and the Canadian history, are there and always will be there, yes, to be venerated, to be remembered, but also to be continued, to remind us of our present responsibility and to serve as an eternal fountain of inspiration and assurance for all of us. Well, that's probably the biggest learning that we are extracting from that many activities that are being held in my country now. Thank you for having me here.